Here's the problem with an electric car. They don't go far, very simple. Somebody would say, I wish I could make it more complex. Like, here's the problem. They don't go far. They cost a fortune. They want to make army tanks all electric. Do you believe we have the greatest tanks in the world? So you're in the middle of the desert, you say, you know, we're running low on electric. Do they have a charger around anybody? They're charging? So many bad things have happened to our country, but we're going to turn it around. And I think we can do it fast. We're going to drill. We're going to be drilling like you have never seen before. We're going to end your mandate on cars. You know, you have cars. Here's the problem with an electric car. They don't go far. Very simple. Somebody would say, I wish I could make it more complex. Like, here's the problem. They don't go far. They cost a fortune. But they don't go far. So unless you want to go to the local store or something, you're not going to buy it. If you say, let's take a trip to, let's see, what's a nice place around? Let's go to Ohio. Let's say, yeah, let's go down to Florida. No, you'd have to make 30 stops, right? You don't want to go to Florida. Too many stops. But, you know, you have to make all these stops. They take a long time. The whole thing is ridiculous. It's almost like, and, you know, the new one is they want to make army tanks. They want to do the army tank thing. You know about that? They want to make army tanks all electric. Do you believe we have the greatest tanks in the world? And we do the best tanks. We do the best submarines. We do a lot of the best things. But we make the greatest army tanks. They want to make them electric. Now think of this. They have the same problem. They don't go far, right? They don't go far. So you're in the middle of the desert. You say, you know, we're running low on electric. Do they have a charger around anybody? They're charging? The other thing, batteries are very big. They're very big, very heavy. So you'd have to have the army tank pulling a battery probably and a truck behind it. So you're pulling a battery. That wouldn't look too cool. But what do we do? So we want to have nice, clean emissions so that the country that we're blowing to hell is not hurt environmentally. Now, it's the same thing with planes. They want jet fighters. They want you to use a certain type of biofuel and it's a fuel that is 15% less efficient for the plane. So think of it, you're a pilot, you got this really incredible weapon, and now you're expected to use a plane that's 15% less. So here's the difference, 15% less in having the difference is, one, you get blown out of the air and you don't have a chance. The other one is they don't have a chance against you. But they want to do that so that we protect the environment over the country that we're bombing the hell out of. Isn't it just, are these people crazy? They also want to go to all-electric boats. You know, I was in South Carolina, a really great boat company, boat manufacturer. And I said, so what's the big problem? Well, sir, they want us to start thinking about going all-electric boats. I said, wouldn't that be very heavy? He said, heavy? The whole boat's going to be a battery. And I actually brought up a thing. I said, so if your boat sinks, do you get electrocuted when it goes down? He said, you know, nobody's ever asked that question. I said, if I'm going down in a boat and there's a shark 10 yards away or I'm going to get electrocuted, could that happen? He said it could. I said, well, you know what? If it's true, I think I'll take the electrocution because I'm not going near that shark. But they're talking about things like that. These people are crazy. These people are crazy. They want to make all electric trucks, the big 18-wheelers, the biggest trucks. And she says, wait, you drive. Can you imagine? So if you go to like a Peterbilt or one of these great truck companies, and if you have a truck, big one, they can go 2,000 miles on a big tank of diesel. An electric truck, big one, will go 300 miles. So that means you're stopping 6 or 7 times. You talk about supply chain problems. You're going to stop 6 or 7 times. And the load, it's not as good. The whole thing is a disaster. And I met with trucking companies. They say, we tell them this. A child would understand it in 5 minutes and they wouldn't do it. We tell them this, and it has no impact. You drive a truck? What kind of a truck is it? What? I drive a school bus, too. And how do you find it from the standpoint of the electric?
It's ridiculous. We have 2 battery-operated school buses in Cedar Rapids.
Right.
Really good for 3 years.
So she has 2 buses that are operated by electric, by battery, and they're good. In other words,
really good for 3 years.
That's because the battery's no good, right? And that's about 90% of the cost.
Yeah.
And the other ones, you can keep them going forever, right?
Absolutely. We got buses from 2009,
But see, at least the school bus, you know, you'll have a shorter day, a shorter this and that, and shorter stuff.
I drove a dump truck. You couldn't do that. It's not
You can't do it.
and
No.
do your loads. As a truck driver, you're gonna be screwed out on the road. Because
Well, no, you're going to be getting your battery charged. And this is a truck driver. You don't look like a truck driver to me, I'll tell you. That's one hell of a truck driver. Somebody's going to say she's a plant. She's a plant. No, but she knows the subject. I can see it. No, it's terrible. It's terrible. And you can't talk reason because these people are crazy. You can't talk reason to them. You know, I could sit down and in 3 minutes explain like the trucks or the army tanks or even cars. But at least with cars, you could say, hey, if it's a short distance, and you should be able to buy electric, but you also should be able to buy gasoline-powered cars. We have all the gasoline that China doesn't have. It China, all of this that you're seeing with the UAW, it's going to turn out to be a disaster because they haven't done anything about this electric car mandate. And you're not going to have any of these cars made in the United States. It's going to be a disaster for the UAW, for the people of the UAW, how they approve that contract without making a deal on that.